morning students, welcome you all in English lecture. So dear students, in today's lecture we are going to start with the new topic of your unit 2. Poem number 12, Count Your Garden. So here is a small poem we'll study in today's lecture. So before that, I request you all to kindly get ready with your English textbook, English notebook and carry pen pencil in your hand. On your textbook page number 28, chapter number 12, Count Your Garden. So students, before explaining the poem, first I am reading the poem stanza wise and then accordingly I will explain you all. Count your garden by the flowers, never by the leaves that fall. Count your days by golden hours, don't remember clouds at all. Count the nights by stars, not shadows. Count your life by smiles, not tears. And with joy on every birthday, count your age by friends, not years. So students, this is a beautiful poem. So students, this poem, Count Your Garden, is a beautiful poem. Here, the poet name is not mentioned. This is the anonymous poem. So, in this poem, it inspires us to look at the brighter side of life and be happy instead of looking at anything negative and regretting or feeling sorry for the same, and at the same time not dwelling in the past. So the poet has explained this by giving some beautiful examples. The poet tells us that count your garden by flowers, never by the leaves that fall. That means we need to count our garden by the flowers, that how many flowers we have in the garden, and not the leaves that fall in the garden. So always we need to think in a positive attitude, in a positive way. The poet encourages us to count our garden by the beauty of flowers and not by the falling leaves. In our life, there are happy moments and sad moments. The happy moments, the golden hours of our life, should be cherished, while the unhappy moments should not be remembered at all. At night, we must admire the starry sky and not the shadows on the ground. Further, the poet says that count your days by golden hours. Don't remember clouds at all. It means in our life there are happy moments and sad moments. So, we need to cherish our happy moments, and while the unhappy moments should not be remembered at all. Don't remember clouds at all. Cloud means unhappy moments in our life, bad times. Count the night by stars, not shadows. Count your life by smiles and not tears. So, further the poet tells us that at night we must admire the starry sky. Count the nights by stars, not shadows, and not the shadows on the ground. Shadows means you all know something producing unhappiness. Here the shadow indicates something producing unhappiness. So the poet tells us to count the nights by stars. We need to count the nights by starry sky and not the shadows on the ground. Further, he says that we should count our life by the moments which brought a smile on our face, and not those which moved us to tears. So, dear students, in our life, sometimes there are very tough times. So, we need to forgive all those moments. Forget all those moments. Just forgive and forget. No need of remembering all the negative things, all the cloudy moments. Just we need to count our life by the moments which brought a smile on our face and not those which moved us to tears. At the last, the poet says that, and with joy on every birthday, count your age by friends, not years. So the poet finally says that on our birthday, we should not count our age by the passing years, but the number of friends we have. We need to count our birthday by the number of friends we have. But usually what we do? That yes, now we are 11 years old or 12 years old. That means we decrease 1 year from our life. No, we should think in a positive way. Don't count your birthday by your age or your years. Just count your age by your friends. That by the passing years, by the number of friends we have, the number of friends is increasing or decreasing. We need to count our birthday with our friends we have. So we should learn to count our blessings and be grateful for all the good things we are blessed with and consider ourselves lucky for having what we have. So dear students, the central idea of the poem is that we should learn to look at the brighter side of life and always count our blessings. No need to turn back. No need to blame ourselves. No need to regret the things which we have past. Which is past, just forget it. No need to regret the things again and again. So, we must learn how to count things in our lives. We must count our garden by the flowers that we see there and not the leaves. Our lives must be remembered by all the good things that have taken place and not the bad things. We must count our nights by the stars that we see. Again, all the good things and not by the shadows. Shadows means what? You can say shadows means something producing unhappy. We must make note of all the times we have smiles and not by our tears. At the last, we must count our age by friends we have and not the years that have gone by. So, we need to keep all these things in mind. It is necessary throughout the lifetime. In such a beautiful poem, we can learn many things. Now, let's find the rhyming words of the poem. Now, I have explained to you all in previous lecture what are rhyming words. It is very easy to find. Will you be able to tell me what are rhyming words here? Very good. Let's start from the first stanza. Flowers. Okay. So, flowers and ours. These are rhyming words. This is the one pair of rhyming words. Next, fall, all. Second pair of rhyming word. Next, shadows and birthday. Would it be a rhyming word? No. But tears and years. This could be a rhyming word. This could be a rhyming word pair. Yes. So total how many rhyming word pairs are there in this poem? 3. Once more I repeat. Flowers, ours. One pair of rhyming word. Second, fall, all. Second pair of rhyming word. And third, tears and years. So these three pairs of rhyming words are there in this beautiful poem, Count Your Garden. Now next in today's lecture we are going to learn is rhyming scheme. What is rhyming scheme? Now rhyming scheme. So the rhyming pattern that is created at the end of the lines of poetry. What is rhyming scheme? I am explaining you all in short. See, suppose in the poem at the last word when rhyming words are there, on the basis of that we need to find the rhyme scheme. Suppose now here one stanza is given. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece as white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Now here, first thing is you need to find the rhyming words. Now what is rhyming words here? Lamb rhyming word is there. Another pair of no. Snow, go. This will be a rhyming word pair. Very good. Went is there. So there is no rhyming pair for the word went. So first line, last word lamb. We need to write the alphabet A. And as there is no rhyming pair for the rhyming word, for the word lamb, just we have to write A. Second line snow. And we have got the rhyming pair for the word snow. Snow and go. So second line and third line, the rhyme scheme will be B. And third line, there will be C. So how is the rhyming scheme here? A, B, C, B. Again I am repeating. How to recognize the rhyme scheme? Each poem, stanza, last word we have to see. According to the rhyming pairs, we will get the rhyme scheme. So here only one pair of rhyming words was there. So there we have to write the similar alphabet B. Rest, lamp, the last word we didn't find the rhyming pair for the word lamb. So only we have to write A. And went, C. So how we'll say if I ask you of the question that what is the rhyme scheme for the first stanza? What will be your answer? A, B, C, B. Clear, students? Now one more thing you have to keep in mind. If the poem does not have a rhyming scheme, it is considered to be a free verse poem. It means it is not necessary that all the poem will have the rhyme scheme. No. If the poem do not have rhyme scheme, it's known as free verse poem. Just keep this thing in mind. Now let's find the rhyme scheme of the poem Count Your Garden. So students, if I told you all that find the rhyme scheme or give the rhyme scheme of the first 4 lines. Now first 4 lines rhyme scheme, how we will find? What I have told you all first. First you need to find the rhyming words. Very good. So the rhyming words are flowers and R's. So what you will write here? Very good. This will be, you will write the alphabet A. Flowers, R's, A. Why? Because the last word of this line are rhyming pairs, flowers and R's. Next, fall, all. So fall, all, this is also the rhyming pair. So you have to write B. In front of the word fall, in front of the second line you have to write B. In front of the fourth line all, you have to write the word B, letter B. Why? Because the last word of this line ends with the rhyming pair. So if I told you that what is the rhyme scheme of these 4 lines, how we will say? The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B. How A, B, A, B? Flowers, you have written A. Flowers and ours, you have written A, A. That means first and third line A, A. Second and fourth line B, B. So overall, while writing, you have to write A, B, A, B. The rhyming scheme of first 4 line is A, B, A, B. Clear, students? Now this thing I am sending you all through WhatsApp. Kindly note down in your combined book. Complete your combined book in good and neat handwriting. We'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.